The first thing I want to talk about on my channel, either you're with God or against God, is a little snippet of wisdom that God showed me. And it's based on a whole thing that I've learned when I first got saved, and I'm still learning about it. Um, and it's based generally on the book of Job. How when Job loses everything and he still has faith in God, but eventually, after his friends are trying to tell him, look, you must have done something wrong, and Job, he starts criticizing God, asking him, well, why don't the wicked get punished? What have I done? And throughout my life before I was saved by Jesus Christ, that's how I felt. I mean, but before, I never had faith in God. I hated God for what has happened to me. I hated God because I had seizures. I hated God because my dad was taken out of my life. Um, but once I got saved, I learned that God can be loving, and is all powerful and creator of all things. But I still felt, well, why do certain things still happen to me? So I had that connection to how Job felt when things were happening in his life, and he didn't understand, well, why is this stuff happening to me? And what God told me was that God told me that since He is creator of all things, He gives you things for a purpose, and He takes things away for a purpose. And these purposes can happen and do things for many reasons. Um, Whether I know it or not, to me, it felt like it was to, give me strength, to give me courage to move on in certain aspects of my life. Um, for specific situations, I can't recall right now. Um, Actually, recently, it was to go to a church event, actually. Yeah, I had to walk to a church, a new one that I could walk to, because before I was having trouble getting rides to a recent one. Um, but I was able to walk to one that was right here in town, and it was a brand new church, one I had never been to. And what happened was, God threw me a welcoming party because that day they had their church rally where everyone gets together and talks, has coffee, ice cream, treats, and I was there that day when they had their rally to meet everybody and talk with everybody. Otherwise, they all would have just left, and I wouldn't have got to know everybody intimately. So God threw me a welcoming party. But I learned that God puts things in our lives and takes things out of our lives for certain reasons that we don't even understand. And the whole time that I hated God and challenged Him, my heart was just hardening. And I took that hate that was in my heart and I put it out on other people. I put it in my works and my life. Um, but Job, in the book of Job, he still had faith in God. So, I mean, there is that difference. But I still love that story. I still love that book of wisdom there. The books of wisdom are my favorite of the 66 books, um, even though I like them all. But that's just one aspect of my walk of faith with God. If any of you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. And subscribe for more. I plan on putting up more videos. I have a list of things that I want to talk about. And always take God seriously. You're either for God or against God. There's no in between. As it says in Revelations, you're either hot or cold. If you're lukewarm, you spat out.